I've never had this angle before, because no one sits here.
You got the dream team back together.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
A full week of Nick Cook. But yeah, no, good week this week. I feel like we're going to crack through some stuff. I've got a board meeting, which means we can really discuss the bigger plans. Podcast on Wednesday night with Jack Sullivan, West Ham Women's Managing Director, ahead of a massive weekend for him. For the first season in the Women's Super League, Jack Sullivan has also guided them to the FA Cup final at Wembley.
We're in the cup final!
Which is awesome, so that's really exciting.
How old is he?
He's 19.
Is that a normal age?
It's absolutely not a normal age. He's the youngest managing director in football history.
This is rare.
Yeah, how are we? So what did you do this weekend?
I sat in my house studying algorithms and closing deals.
It's great to have the board. This table is finally being utilised for what it was built for. Nick Cook's back. Aaron Shepherd's here, kind of. Nick Cook's checking if his Wi-Fi is down in the US.
Do you have 5G in the US now?
I'm not the guy to ask. I'm the bloke who thought the Wi-Fi went out the window if you open the window years ago. So
Nick used to ask us to shut the window. The Wi-Fi was slow.
it worked though, didn't it?
It did work.
Weirdly.
I've never had this angle before, because no one sits here.
You got the dream team back together.
Right, one in, one out.
How are you?
I still haven't seen the three of you in the same room together.
Yeah, you may not. It apparently creates a wormhole. 2 o'clock to talk about the Golden Goats.
Golden goats.
Golden Goats. Can't tell you much more than that, but Golden Goats coming to you soon.
Okay. Is it all sort of heating up before tomorrow, deadline day?
Yeah, and we got a board meeting tomorrow. The double bubble.
Okay.
But all good. All
Cool.
exciting.
We'll catch up in a bit.
Come on, you.
I was just saying, you're not in the same room at the same time.
I think Harry's gone to do an interview. Aaron's just finished an interview. And I have about 70 emails to go through before the US team wake up.
Campaigns.
Campaigns.
UK, US. How different is the scale on average?
Well, the market is much bigger in the US.
Yeah.
So average campaigns in the US are much bigger. At the beginning, we were doing campaigns that were relatively small scale, but still much bigger than when we started in the UK. And now a lot of our business is repeat business. Once you've proven yourself with the test campaign, then the budgets just increase kind of exponentially.
Yeah.
And then the ceiling is much higher because the audience is much greater and the scale you can go to is much bigger. So, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
He's actually got a double deadline day because he's got the US one and the
How is it in America normally, deadline day?
As exciting as it is in the UK. I think compared to the target set at the beginning of the month, I think the US is actually outperforming all the other territories.
Well, it's proportionately outperforming.
And given that we are
It is
11
not
months
doing
into our US journey, I think proportion is probably the only way you could assess it. So Aaron Shepherd for once is quiet. I hope he can pick his level up and maybe get the UK over the line, because that would be great for me indirectly, but we'll see.
Bit of healthy competition going on.
Not for me, I very much run the global business. So I don't know what he's on about. Whatever makes Nick happy.
I'm happy to make you happy.
The battle he doesn't want to take on is the Singapore battle with Alex. Because all of those excuses he uses for the US being behind the UK, he can't use that with Singapore.
Look, proportionally, this month, the US is ahead of Singapore as well as the UK. So
But will it be that way next month?
Well, it will be that way tomorrow. Alex Burgess is a man who holds deals for deadline day.
in a very weird way, I would almost rather deals didn't come in across those territories, even though it's my business globally. I am committed to the US office.
So the showdown begins tomorrow.
Game on.
Famous three.
Got hundreds of messages. Hundreds.
Really? That was a long meeting. What are they actually wanting to do?
Sorry.
That's all right.
All our meetings today seem to be going on for a long time. I suppose that they're going well, but got a lot of other stuff to do. But I want to join the meetings that these guys are doing because good for me to keep track of the way they are selling our services. I can then align the way I'm doing things when I get back to the US.
Is it that
but
different to speaking over like Skype and?
We just call each other, but it's far more valuable doing it in person, yeah. It's actually the bit where we're talking to each other is not as valuable in many ways as the conversations we're having externally.
Is this splitting opinion?
I've come in my new jumper, which I really like, and half of the team think it's horrible and half of them think it's really cool.
Jago just pointed out that it looks like a bus seat, which I think is very humorous.
Is this what you call B-roll, or are you waiting for some magic here?
podcast name problems?
Oh, it's just stressful naming stuff.
What are the options?
Go herd, as in H-E-A-R-D. Go talks. They're really boring.
What are some of your favourite kind of podcast names out there in the pod universe?
On the tools, how's your week been? Just kind of talked about what it is. My favourite one that I've seen recently is Not Another Dickhead with a Podcast, which is great, because that is what I think when I see it on the podcast.
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
Got them. We're off to Business of Influencers dinner. We do them once every month or so and invite the community down from the influencer marketing community. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate all the love and support you give to these vlogs. We do them every single day and we never hide from the cameras. Thank you so much again. Like, comment and subscribe below and we'll see you next time.